In a country like Nigeria, where there is what scholars call low level of institutionalization, stakeholders tend to use resources at their control in the contest for political power. And as Samuel Huntington said, the wealthy will bribe, the students will riot, the workers will strike, the mobs will demonstrate, and the military will coup. Of course, this depends on the extent to which political parties, candidates, and other vested interests now try to mobilize and to win power at all costs. So it is very, very important to recognize that in a country like Nigeria, there are many factors that can lead to violence in election, but the attitude and disposition of parties and candidates will determine to a large extent whether we have peaceful or non-violent elections. So parties and contestants, although they are not the primary causes of election violence, have a major responsibility to ensure peaceful conduct of the election. Of course, there are other agencies. The election management body has an important responsibility. It has to do its job with professionalism, with competence, and with non-partisanship. And security agencies also have to do their jobs with professionalism, with competence, and non-partisanship. I have identified what I call 10 tenets of non-violent elections, specifically with regards to what we would expect political actors in the political process to pay attention to. The first one, obviously, is internal party democracy. A lot of the conflicts and the crises that eventually result in violence in elections are attributable to the problem of lack of internal party democracy. And these contestations and conflicts invariably spill or result in violence. When there is lack of internal party democracy, the second of this is lack of effective intra-party conflict resolution mechanisms. The third issue has to do with accountability. Both within the party and amongst the general populace, there is a general perception of lack of accountability in managing the affairs of the party, whether seen in terms of the way in which candidates are imposed or in the ways in which the rules of the party are not actually adhered to in the management of the party. The fourth tenet is about supremacy of rules. Rules are important, they are sacrosanct, from constitutional provisions to electoral act provisions to the specific regulations of the electoral management body and to the specific constitutions of the parties and their guidelines. If rules are not adhered to, it's a major source of conflict which can result in violence. And then, of course, there is the issue of the uncertainty of electoral outcomes. If the process is fair, then the outcome has to be uncertain because it is conditional on what the true choice of the people is on election day. And unless people accept and recognize this, then obviously there will be problems. Because we have seen it in 2011, people, what I call a rising crisis of expectations. People say that if the process is free and fair, then my party will win. Therefore, if my party does not win, it means the process is not free and fair. But again, it's a very long way of interpreting context in the electoral outcome.